Hello, everyone. My name is Tiba, and I'm a Senior Partner Relations Manager here at ApplyBoard. And welcome to another ApplyBoard Live. Today, we're going to be focusing on creative arts programs. And with me, I have Memorial University. Ingrid Percy is going to join us shortly, and we get to ask her some questions about the Bachelor of Fine Arts Visual Arts program at the Grenfell campus of Memorial University. Ingrid, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We'll start off with maybe an introduction to who you are. Tell us your role at Memorial University.
Sure. So as you said, my name is Ingrid Mary Percy, and I'm an associate professor in the Visual Arts program, School of Fine Arts at Memorial University. And the School of Fine Arts includes visual arts and theater. And I'm also the chair of the visual arts program currently.
Fantastic. Thanks again for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about the Bachelor of Fine Arts and the Visual Arts program that is actually happening at the Grenfell campus?
Sure. Yeah. So the BFA in Visual Arts is the only Bachelor of Fine Arts degree program in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And it consists of a 4-year program, full-time. You could also do it part-time if you wished. And during the program, you basically would take a variety of courses, which I can get to in a moment. But so a variety of courses in studio, as well as art history and visual culture. The program itself is, we're kind of a small program. We're a generalist program. So it's a great degree in that you get a great sort of comprehensive education in visual arts. So we have about 100 students in our program, and they're international students as well as from across Canada and the province.
That's great. So I've never done a program like this. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of courses somebody would take? What's the day-to-day, I guess, life of a BFA student?
Sure, yeah. So our particular program, actually, as I just mentioned, it has both visual arts, like studio-based program or studio-based courses, as well as art history and visual culture. So someone doing a degree in a BFA degree at Grenfell, they're going to be studying studio, which includes, drawing, painting, sculpture, printmaking, digital media. So you get a really broad range of courses to choose from in all of those areas, textile and fiber arts, for example. And you're also going to be taking art history and visual culture courses as well, because we're part of Memorial University as a whole. Part of the degree requirements are also academic electives in areas outside of visual arts. So you take in total 8 academic electives in anything from English to psychology, sociology, environmental studies. So you get a really nice broad education, but it's focused in visual arts.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I assume that these types of programs would have a lot of experiential learning, especially like in the studio when somebody's actually creating art there. Can you tell us a little bit about the experiential learning opportunities with the BFA?
Sure, yeah. So, in general, there's basically 2 types of experiential learning. One is where you're actually engaging in hands-on learning towards, like, in your classes. So visual arts degrees are to a large extent experiential in that you're in the studio, you're painting, you're making paintings. You're not hearing about how other people make paintings. Mm-hmm. You're in a studio with paint, you're painting. You're in a wood shop, you're in a ceramic studio. So there's that kind of hands-on learning where you have professors that are actually talking to you about the conceptual as well as the material processes in
Mhm.
terms of actually physically making art. So we have in our building, we have these beautiful, really big studios with all of these facilities, dark rooms. As I said, you know, we have a Mac lab, we've got digital studios, we have all sorts of tools and equipment. So there's that kind of experiential learning. And then the other thing we do is, I'd say more in recent years, but I mean, it's really been going on for a while. We have opportunities for students to work in the community as part of their education. So there's student jobs that are actually part of Memorial University, and they're called MUSEP, or Memorial University Career Experience Positions.
Yes.
So our students can work in the Grenfell Art Gallery, for example, or they can work with a professor on a project. So students actually get paid to do these jobs. And then we also have a number of courses where students work at arts organizations in the community and earn credit for that.
That's fantastic. As a former Memorial student, MUSEP was definitely an important part of my early start at Memorial. So it's definitely a great program, and it offers a lot of experiences that are, you know, in a way that actually makes sense, because you're a student first, and then you're able to be able to you know, experience all of the important pieces of working and getting that experience as well. So after graduation, can you tell us what career opportunities are available for graduates of the BFA program?
Sure. I mean, interestingly, if you have those experiential learning opportunities as an undergrad student, those often lead to jobs later as well. Where, you know, often if you're already introduced to the larger context and visual arts or arts community, and you get a sort of an understanding of how things work, then often it's quite easy, or it's easier to then enter into a career, because you've already kind of, you know, gotten to know people in the community, and they know you, and that kind of thing. So
yeah, and that network is very important.
It is really important. Yeah. So we have, it's quite interesting. So with a BFA visual arts degree, it's the degree that you would need if you want to go into basically anything in the arts. So a number of our students, they'll start with a BFA degree, and then they will specialize. They'll do, for example, we've had students who've gone into architecture. We actually have had a number of students who've become doctors, which is really interesting. So it's not just, you know, an arts career. It's really, you're learning how to think critically, you're learning how to be creative, and all those other things, responsible, you know, all those things that come with an undergraduate degree. So we have students that have gone into education and have become teachers. Many of our students become artists, professional artists, game designers, like I said, architects, doctors even, or they work in museology and in art galleries and museums. So there's a lot of different pathways after you do a BFA. We currently have a student who just graduated. He is an international student from Assam in India, and he started his own social enterprise company while in fourth year, where he's making T-shirts, and then he's printing T-shirts, and then bringing, basically selling those shirts to provide income for the community that he's from. So there's lots of different possibilities, but I would say I guess my message would be, anyone who is interested in the arts, this is your first degree you want to take.
Fantastic. Thank you. So if someone was interested in applying to this program, what are maybe 2-3 things that they would need to have ready in order to have a really good application?
Okay, so I guess the first thing to know is that we know that you're not a professional artist already. So don't sweat it. Don't worry. Don't be anxious. Apply. We love all forms of creativity. So when you're putting together your application, you're going to do an application online. You're going to apply to Grenfell campus, to Memorial University. And then there's a separate application for the visual arts program.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that application process, you're going to submit two main things, as well as your transcripts and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other two main things are a personal statement. Why do you want to study visual arts? We just want to know that. And two, a portfolio. And in your portfolio, like I said, we just want to see your creative expression. So it could be wood carving, it could be knitting, it could be embroidery. It doesn't have to be what you think of as art. It could be any kind of creative expression. So, I would say, like, my main message would be, like, don't be afraid to apply. We are here to help you learn and become a professional artist. So just tell us, like, why you're passionate about it and go for it.
That's amazing. And I assume, with any application, there's some deadlines. What would be the deadline for this specific program?
So our deadline is March 1st every year for fall entry. Now, if you already happen to be a student at Memorial or somewhere else, we could potentially consider accepting you in another term. But really, the fall is a really good term to start because you're starting with your cohort and you're going to become best friends with all of the people that you start the program with. So March 1st.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit about, what would students expect in terms of life in Corner Brook, where the Grenfell campus is?
Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah. Because, it's like you potentially are not from there. You're either moving there from somewhere else in the province or the country or the world, right? So I think the main thing I would say about coming to Corner Brook is, first of all, it's a very beautiful place. There's wonderful hikes. It's on a beautiful body of water called the Bay of Islands in Western Newfoundland. It's a small community. It's close-knit. It's very accepting of people coming from everywhere. I myself came from a different part of Canada, and I had never been there, and I was accepted with open arms. It's a very warm place in terms of closeness. The weather, we get real winter with lots of snow, so you'll learn how to ski or snowshoe in the winter, and then in the summer there's wonderful things to do. So, but I think my main thing I would say about coming to Grenfell campus is the staff, the faculty, and the students at the campus are super, super nice. So you will be welcomed. You will not be a number. You will be a person that we care about.
I think that's such an important thing. And I think when someone is really, really passionate about art and the things that they want to express, they need a warm and welcoming place in order to feel able to express. So I think it's just a fantastic place for such a program to be hosted.
Absolutely. There has to be that sort of that level of trust that you can feel comfortable. And we understand, that especially now, like we're all really conscious of individual, needs and mental health issues and all those things. So we understand that, and we're there to help students in any way they can, and we can to make it the best experience for them.
Absolutely. So my final question, is there anything else that we should know? If, a lot of our students will use ApplyBoard to submit their application.
Right.
But other than that, is there anything else that you'd like us to know about the campus, about Corner Brook, about the program? Your final thoughts?
I would say just, do your research. Look on the website, look on our website, go through the website. We have all of our courses listed in the website. There's short videos about what the program looks like. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to us. We're, like I said, we're very friendly. We want to hear from people, and we're here to answer your questions.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ingrid, for joining us today. And we'll conclude our little interview for now. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. And of course, stay tuned as we do more of ApplyBoard Live and bring you more insights on different programs for you to consider. Have a great day, everyone.